I'm especially excited about our speaker here this evening. I've had a heart for education reform for a while and been involved in different capacities. You see, to me, education reform in America is one of the civil rights issues of our day. Truly a civil rights issue. Why do I say that? You see, we live in a country today that the wealthy already have choice in education. You see, they can pick up and move to the school district of their choice. In Colorado, that might be Cherry Creek, it might be Jeffco, it might be whatever you think is the best environment for your child to thrive in. Or the wealthy can afford private school. But the vast majority of our society is caught in a current system. You see, I'm a public school kid, and I believe in our public school system. In fact, it's one of the great things that America provides, the opportunity to get a free education. But we also believe in America that choice and competition create a better result. We don't want to have to just go down the street and have to all go to the same grocery store, the same restaurant. We want people competing for our business. And through that competition, better products and better services come forth. And in America today, in our public school system, which again is a great, great attribute, sadly, there's some people who live in certain zip codes that they only have a choice to send their kid to a failing school down the street. Think if that's your only option, a failing school down the street. A school where you've heard that the statistics are that it only has maybe a 40% graduation rate. And you're sending your beloved child into that environment, and you hope that they may be part of that minority that is able to graduate and able to create more opportunity for themselves in the society that we live in. It's a pretty daunting statistic, isn't it? And so why shouldn't we empower our parents and our children with choice? Choice to pick the best environment for them where they will thrive. You know, I have 3 children. I have the sports kid who doesn't like to read at all. It's always a challenge. In fact, when he's in trouble, he has to go read a book. I've got the straight A student that can't stand sports, and all he wants to do is read a book. So when he's in trouble, I got to take his book away from him and tell him to go outside and play. And then I've got the artistic daughter who's in music. And you see, each of those 3 kids are unique and different. And so it may not be best for me as a parent to send them all to the same educational environment. In fact, I should be able to choose where that child will most thrive. And I should not be penalized in that choice. Education matters. So at North Star Commercial Partners a number of years ago, we said, what can we do beyond being a part of some boards, beyond maybe writing a check for some educational scholarships? What could we do to really move the needle in education reform? And we deal with this thing called space. In fact, you're in one of the buildings, as I said, that we own. And in going out and speaking to a lot of the stakeholders, we found out that space for schools, specifically charter schools, is a big challenge. We have Derek Schuler here, who just opened Classical Academy out on the west side. And great thing, if you haven't seen his school, go out and see it. Raise your hand so people can come by and see you. And we dealt with each other when you're first looking for space. And it's hard. You see, a lot of these charter schools are not on the same playing field. They've got to go out and put together a group of parents and come up with a business model. And a lot of them will incubate maybe in a church basement or an office building for free space. And they got to try to figure out how to bootstrap it to get to that next level. So at North Star, we focus on buying vacant commercial real estate buildings at sub 30 or 40% of replacement cost. And we really have a passion for going specifically into economically challenged areas, to inner cities, and to reform and to transform these buildings into productive environments. So we create an education opportunity fund. And in that fund, we go out and buy vacant buildings, and we fix them up for charter schools. A lot of these charter schools do not have strong financial statements because they're getting started. In fact, a lot of lenders and a lot of other people would turn them away. But we believe they're doing a good work. We just had a grand opening for one of them. We bought a 60,000 square foot building out at Montbello, out at Peoria and I-70. Sadly, every single public school in the near vicinity to this building has an F rating. Going back to what I was telling you before of parents, that's the choice, that's the reality they have. And I'm not saying the public schools are doing a bad job. In fact, I think a lot of them are very well-intentioned. I think there's a lot of hardworking teachers in those schools. But the charter school environment is a different environment. It puts the power with the parents. It puts the power with the students to help make the right decisions in the best environment. And so we bought that building, and now that charter school just opened, and it's amazing to see all those kids. In fact, their enrollment went up by 80 students already just since they got a new building. So I encourage you to learn more about charter schools. Charter schools are public schools. They receive public school funding. The difference is it begins to change the paradigm to empower the students and to empower the parents.